So I feel like I have the best job in the world. Yeah, I've been here 3 months, so it is my honeymoon period. The next time I'm here, I'm sure I'm not going to say that. Benu, I'm just kidding. I'm sure that I'm actually going to say this next time too. There are 3 reasons for that. 1, industry. How many of you think that we're in the best industry? That's it? Come on, guys. You're just going to raise your hand? All right. So the second is, as the VP of Customer Success, my responsibility is to ensure that all of you get to your expected business outcomes. What that means is that I'm responsible for anything and everything after sales, right? That includes the onboarding process, it includes the promotions, it includes ongoing nurturing and support. Getting to outcomes is very gratifying. I've been doing this for 25 years, and there's nothing else that I'd rather do. So I think that's the second reason. But the most important reason is my job is easy. I'm pretty sure you guys think I'm crazy when I say that, but there's a reason I'm saying that. Everyone from Milestone, anywhere, can you please stand up? Everyone from Milestone. So this is the fantastic team that actually delivers the outcomes for you day in and day out. So I think you now know why I think my job is easy. So I think there's been a lot of discussions. We've talked about industry practices. We've talked about trends. We've talked about strategies. We've actually talked about a lot of case studies. It's time to bring it all home. We've even talked about frameworks, right? We've talked about the race format. What we're going to do now is we're going to talk about 12 case studies. So I think those of you who have done quarterly business reviews with Milestones, you know that we do about 100 slides per QBR, right? So 12 times 100 is going to be about 1,200 slides. Courtney, are you bringing the dinner in? No, I'm just kidding. So it's going to be 1 slide. We are going to hit the main points. What we are going to talk about is, we'll talk about the business problem or the need that the customer had. We are going to talk about the primary strategy that was used, and we'll talk about some of the outcomes and results that were achieved. The idea behind this is to give you an idea of all the different things that customers have been challenged with or needs that they wanted to have met, and the kinds of things that Milestone has done for you. Many of the use cases here and the success stories here are done for people actually in this audience. So it is real. Hopefully, if you can take one thing out of this and implement this when you go back, I think that will be really a success. What we'll do is use the race format. We'll start from the top of the funnel and keep going down. So we'll start with reach. Typically, the types of problems that customers are looking for is brand awareness, trying to get new customers, and trying to get to additional market share.
So I have the good fortune of speaking about the EVELYN Hotel. And for all of us here, we all want to be on the cutting edge, and we all want to be leading, trailblazers and facing the future. But it's always important to focus on getting the basics right first. So as the EVELYN, which is a property that Ann spoke about earlier today and highlighted a lot of the success that they went through. Again, it's a 4-star hotel in Midtown Manhattan that is an independent hotel competing in one of the most competitive markets in the world against nearly every brand in the world. So how do you, a relatively unknown entity, compete? Well, you start nailing the basics on getting your UNAP down, getting that consistency, building the trust and awareness with your clients, and then driving to a website that is relevant and authentic. So that was, and then as far as our efforts for bringing an Omnichannel for them was focusing on the local and the brand awareness, and we already talked about the great numbers they had. So, performance was so nice, we had to share it twice. Sessions at 34% were up in New York City. That's huge. And revenue up year over year since their launch, up 53%.
Oh, that's me. So US Bank, the fifth largest bank based out of Minnesota. Jonathan, I can't confirm with you. You might want to talk to Wikipedia. They have a different number there. Again, we've been working with this account since 2016, managing the branches and ATMs. Brenda, thank you. I didn't officially meet you. Hello. We've had a lot of success there, and our opportunity or the need we had was to repeat this magic formula with wealth management and financial advisors. So we launched this project starting April, and our strategy behind this was schema implementation. Again, you all know about structured data by now, I don't have to say. So we did schema implementation plus 400 financial advisor listings on GMB local search within the last 3 months. And there's the results, which so far we've seen 52% increase in impressions, and the numbers are not filled, but 2,400% incremental actions on listings, maps, calls, etc. So great story there.
Okay, let me ask you this. Is anybody hungry? Anybody willing to admit that they stopped for a burger and fries in the airport on the way here? No? Well, whether you did or not, I guarantee that you are familiar with this brand. And I cannot, unfortunately, say the name of this brand. So you'll have no idea who I'm talking about. But I can refer to them as a brand that has golden arches and McMillions of visitors to their website. And that's where Milestone comes in. So for that large reach, they were looking to get a business goal of increased clicks and impressions, overall search rankings across the board. Our Milestone team applied the strategy of schema. Many of you are familiar with our geniuses, Satya and Tina, who led these efforts, right, for the enterprise client. And the results that we saw from this were incredible, just really based on the volume. You'll see on here that for the organic search piece, we increased 120 to 124%. And then when you look at our timing since launch, so 9 months, we saw, get ready for these McMillions, okay? 9 months time span, we saw 375 million incremental impressions. And then you add that with 62 million incremental clicks, which brought a cost savings for this client of $41.5 million. And I dropped the mic on that. Thank you, team.
So SEAPORT again, Mariana Jane, I don't know where you're sitting, but thanks for coming. A beautiful property located in SEAPORT district. It has about 400 rooms, and this place is booming. A lot of new businesses are coming up, upscale residential. So there's a lot of competition, new hotels coming up too. So the client, wants to be top-notch in technology, and they were the early adopters for FAQ module. A lot of questions on the site. They were the first ones to do voice search with us, and the next thing, we were wondering, well, what else do we do next? And we introduced the chatbot, and we have a chatbot. We named him Sam. I don't know why.
Not the other Sam that we just talked about, right?
So Sam has Sam has been doing a great job. So far, Sam has answered about 178 questions, and we are constantly mining for additional questions, anything about amenities, what's close by, attractions, proximity to airport, anything, Sam is there. And this is helping the client because less time in customer support, they're able to focus more. And on top of all, with all the competition coming up, they are doing and being there first. And I told you the numbers, 178 questions so far Sam has answered.
So I think we'll move on. Let's move to consideration. So this is typically where customers want to have additional time on site and leads that we can get for customers.
So the Tarrytown House Estate is a historic 4-star hotel in Rye, New York, which is about 45 minutes from downtown New York. It has the prestige of being able to make the claim of it was the nation's first conference center, and it was one of the founding members of the International Association of Conference Centers. So it has a long history of being able to take care of folks for meetings, conferences, as well as weddings. Going into this year, they were looking at the 2019 plan for, and they said, we really want to get more weddings, and we'd really like to get some in this year. And you all know how difficult it is to get a wedding in the year for the year. So they were and more of a challenge. They were targeting weddings towards towards Q4, toward the end of the year where they had more of a need. So weddings in wintertime in New York is not a big seller. So we connected, they came up with a package, and we put together a social media plan, and what it was a wedding in a box, which was an all-inclusive, one price, everything you need for your wedding, DJ, photos, flowers, catering. The only thing that was included in the package was the rooms. So we swapped that campaign out for their previous ongoing wedding campaign and started it in the beginning of the quarter with a plan to have it run. After a couple weeks of running, it was doing so well that even though the numbers right now saw that they got 9 incremental RFPs compared to the same period last year, which does not sound like much, that was traffic going from social to our website that led to a click. They actually had to call us and tell us to please stop the campaign because the phone calls that they were getting allowed them to actually feel like they had sold out for weddings for the year. So from that aspect, it was able to get a lot of awareness out. People who had not even thought about them for weddings. It was able to get some advocacy and actually convert into some business.
Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to present our team's work for Nantucket Island Resort in beautiful Nantucket, Massachusetts. This is a group of properties that is in the timeless coastal beauty of Nantucket. Gorgeous properties. They've been a long-standing customer for us. They came to us with a relatively a unique challenge, which was to generate qualified leads. So not just leads, the keyword being qualified leads. We collected our team and got on the whiteboard, did a lot of brainstorming, and basically started developing audience segments that would get us closer to the goal of getting them the qualified leads that they wanted. And one of the big audience segments that we saw existing for them was a pet-friendly audience. So our goal was to get them to live there with a pet-friendly crowd. Obviously, within this beauty, what better way to travel than with your furry friends and your pets? So we basically initiated some lead gen ads on Facebook, being the channel of choice on social. And it got a very high level of engagement, but really the outcome there being we were able to collect very targeted qualified leads, 750 plus email contacts, and they're still counting, obviously, with that. And the best part about this strategy and success we got was that it doesn't end there, right? This is something that they're going to add to their CRM. It helps them build a relationship with this key audience and continue to bring them back as repeat customers with higher engagement.
How many of you have pets? You're just curious. You think this is something that will be interesting? Yeah. Okay.
Hi, everyone. I'm happy to present a small case study about LIVINN hotels. These are our clients out of Minnesota. It's a small hospitality group with 4 properties, and they are extended stay properties. They have very nice websites with us, but one of their needs was to take share away from OTAs. They were ending up paying a lot of commissions to OTAs, and they wanted to utilize the beautiful sites to get the leads instead. So one of the strategies that we implemented for them was e-coupons on the home pages of the sites, including the mobile home pages. And an e-coupon, if you're not familiar, is just a digital coupon that's added to the home page, and it can have an offer or a specific offer or any book direct benefits that encourage people to click through and go to the booking engine. So after this, 2 months after the strategy was implemented, they saw an increase of 34.6% direct leads to the booking engine from the site, and it also helped them decrease their OTA commissions. So this was successful.
Awesome. Thank you. At the end of the day, it's about show me the money, right? So convert strategies are critical. this is a combination of both increasing revenue as well as increasing profit. So we've got a couple of examples of that.
Yes, so I will continue on the convert strategies with our other customer who is right here in San Francisco. It's the Queen Anne Hotel. This is a beautiful historic property. It is known for its ghost stories. There's a lot of mystery around it.
So Anil, are we doing our next conference here?
So they were already doing local promotion with us and were very happy. They were running paid campaign with another vendor, and they were not very happy with the return on ad spend that they were getting. So we kind of nudged them to come join Milestone. We started their paid campaigns with some display and some geo-targeting. And within 3 months, they saw a return on ad spend for, I think, more than 7x, as in comparison to 3.5x that they were getting from the other vendor. So this helped them really reduce OTA commissions and at the same time get direct bookings as well.
So those who are not from the hotel industry, what is OTA?
Oh yes, I'm so sorry. OTAs are online travel agencies like Expedia, Bookings.com, and when they bid on your name, either on paid or local, you end up paying a lot of commission for every booking that comes through them. So I think a lot of people here will realize that that's a struggle, and that is something that you want to keep low. They are great partners, but if a lot of bookings are coming through OTAs, then it's really, not very profitable.
So if anybody's looking to plan a romantic getaway, I would highly recommend considering.
Can you hook me up?
Yeah. You ready for
But none of
vacation
you,
already?
please don't show up at the same time that I go.
So if you're looking for a romantic getaway, I would definitely recommend H2O Suites. And if you don't believe me, just because they're a client of ours, last year they were rated the #1 most romantic hotel in the United States, according to TripAdvisor. So with that extra awareness they were getting, it was great because a lot of people were going to the TripAdvisor page, which meant a lot of people were clicking on to their website, while at the same time, a lot of people were also clicking on to book the hotel through metasearch. So if you're not familiar with the Key West market, they have a very unique challenge that I think we all would love to have to deal with, in that as a market, they're forecasting for the year a higher than 90% occupancy. So they don't have to go through the promotion and ebbs and flows as we all do. They have to, if they're gonna sell the rooms, they wanna make sure that it's the most profitable channel. And unfortunately for this hotel, with their 22 luxury all-suite property, they run between 50 to 60% occupancy through our third-party OTA channels every day. So that's a lot of money that they're giving up for filling their out inventory. So with all that increase in traffic and awareness, we deployed our revenue recovery module, which is our cart abandonment tool, that when people were able to come to the site, if they decided that they did not want to make a purchase at that time, we would either alert them, please don't leave, to go check our rates, we've got the best rate here, or they could sign up for a reminder or sign up for a bounce back message. And we launched that at the beginning of we made some modifications and relaunched at the beginning of the year. And year to date, the efforts have led to a 212% increase in their saved revenue. So not only is that great for their bookings, but that was potentially lost revenue when somebody came to the site and then left. So it either is free money that came back or increased money because they didn't have to pay the commissions.
Yeah, that's.
Where's Felipe? There he is.
Yes. So no introduction to Renault. Felipe was on the panel this morning, leading automotive company in Mexico. Milestone was really proud when we onboarded Renault. That was the first retail client, and that was the time I joined Milestone as well. So there was a lot of bubble and emotion in the company.
Client.
It's automobile client.
Yep.
And we were really thrilled to onboard them. And with Renault, we had a problem that we wanted to solve this year. The used car inventory that was displayed on the site was coming in only once a month. And Felipe, when he was in the office early this year, he wanted this integration with the inventory management system, which had real-time inventory. They were also using it as a CRM system where, cars, the, make, model, everything was updated constantly. So we spent, thanks to our product team, we did an API integration. with the inventory management system. And we brought in all the data through the API, we cached it, and then we displayed it instantly, real time, on the website. So the right car, make, model, price, images, everything is updated in the system. And again, if you had listened to Felipe this morning, he's always talking about the car sales and numbers. He's a numbers person. And since we did this change with the inventory system, we've seen about 1,196 RFPs, which turned out to be 16% increase in sales, and we got the data from Lucrecia last week.
So we'll round this off with Engage. This is typically when our customers are looking to have experience management. I think we talked about this in the previous session, as well as repeat purchase. So we'll go through a couple of these examples.
So the Intercontinental Boston is a five-star hotel in downtown Boston, rated one of the top 5 hotels on TripAdvisor, so a very competitive market as well. And they face a challenge that may resonate with a lot of you in that they are predominantly a downtown corporate business hotel that wants to get weekend group business, and they want it through weddings. And unfortunately, from where they're trying to do it is have it in ballrooms with a wedding audience that's made up of millennials who are trying to do Pinterest and type weddings, and they're not as interested in ballrooms. So how do you connect and resonate with a young audience that does not want to come in for a site inspection? They want you to give everything that you possibly can about the wedding online, and then after they get all that information, then they're going to pull the trigger and call you. So we collaborated with them and came up with a great thing it was called the Wedding Moments, which is the catering manager had previously been doing after the wedding, just been doing a check-in feed up, give us a survey, and let's get some feedback. Instead of just kind of sitting on that, we were taking it and we scripted it out like it was an interview, and created pages of people's feedback and what the experience was like for the bride and groom to have their wedding there, with who was the DJ and what the flowers and what made it great and what is going to be the most memorable part about their weddings. So you can imagine, as a bride trying to plan your wedding, it's not us telling you how great it is. It's story after story after story from brides who are talking about, this is a wedding I had last month, 3 months ago. So it's all very recent and up to date. So it's helping to resonate. So from that aspect, every time we do this, it's a new page that they can put out on social, so they're building advocacy and awareness for future brides. And the brides are also sharing with that and helping resonate with those guests. So we've only launched this page for 2 months now, but it's already pacing at 6 to 7 RFPs per week since then. And we look forward to seeing how it continues to grow. And as an extra caveat, every page that's been published hasn't just been a great story. They're helping capture wedding traffic. So it's bringing more business and more awareness in front of as well as that.
The last one we have is?
Yes, the last one we have here in the Engage bucket is Chase Suite Hotels. So there are a group of hotels right here in our backyard in East Bay. The challenge or the need that they presented us was that they had great reviews on various review channels like Facebook, TripAdvisor, Google, and they wanted to make the most of it. They wanted to bring the reviews on the website, and they wanted that engagement on the site with the reviews. So to that end, we suggested implementing a multi-channel reviews module on the site. And this is essentially a page on your website that has the ability to pull reviews from all these channels, and the visitor doesn't have to leave the site to go to the TripAdvisor or Google site to read reviews. So 1 month after this was implemented, we had some great outcomes. First of all, the stickiness to the site really increased. The bounce rate dropped by 50% because there was new content every time for people to read. Apart from that, we had some organic benefits as well, as this page was a critical part of the visitor's journey through the site. So overall, it was a great way to make the site more engaging and have people read reviews and then hopefully go from the site to the booking engine rather than leaving the site and wandering off somewhere else in the booking journey.
Thanks, Bhavika. So I know we are out of time. We have given you a teaser. I'm sure you have a lot of questions about the different problem statements, the strategies, the tactics, as well as the results. But I swear to you that this team answers those questions much better after they've had 2 drinks. So rather than answering it now, they're going to do it during happy hour. Thank you.
Thank you.